Hi, everybody. Welcome in. It is time for Three Guys Before the Game. This is episode number 692. Not one, not two, but three games involved in this edition of the podcast. We'll recap the Arizona trip. We'll look ahead to the matchup with the Wildcats of Kansas State. Thanks so much for being with us. Everyone accounted for and assembled. The dean is here. He has obvious observations. Big weekend for little buddy. Went to the Mountaineer leadoff baseball banquet. He represented Three Guys. Senator is here as well. As I said, we're going to do three guys and three games. And that's a lot of numbers. Oh. So he's got smoke coming out of his head. Three Guys brought to us by Gomart. Get yourself that Gomart rewards card. Go to gomart.com for details. We got that special coming up this week, the 29th of January, the one-day special.
Oh, that's this week.
That's right, dog. We got it coming.
I still don't know what it is. You
I
guys
do.
haven't told me.
Yeah, we're going to tell you.
Okay.
Three Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com, the only Honda Marine premium dealer in the state of West Virginia. Three Guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the Three Guys way with a Tudor's Biscuit. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They won't take no for an answer. Don't know the word. You say no. By Conley CPA Group, Spreads on Stats, coming up. They provide value beyond the numbers. All right, a lot to get into. As I said, Mountaineer men have played two since the last time we were together. We've got a preview there. WVU women are on the road. They won the first game of their two-game trip into Utah, rallied from 13 down against the BYUs late Saturday night, and we record on Monday, and they play tomorrow against the University of Utah. You know, when any team goes out to compete, Hoppy,
yes,
they've got to have a lot of good nutrition in them.
Absolutely.
That's why we strongly advocate for Tudor's Biscuit World. When you're here in Morgantown or wherever a Tudor's may be, it's the Tudor's Sunrise Special going on right now through the end of February. How about this? Five pesos, $5, €5, five whatever you want, five in. You get your choice of a Ron or a Mary B biscuit, 12-ounce coffee, 20-ounce iced tea, and an order of hash rounds. Just unbelievable for $5. You can't do anything now for $5. I mean, you can't you can't do anything. $5.
Hardly. No.
Went in the dollar store. Thing was priced $1. I said, how much? I said $5. And you can't do anything for $5.
Well, it's harder.
It is. All right, so as we said, a lot to get into. Thanks to producer Jake for coming in, despite the inclement weather. Kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. The weather's amazing. The weather was weird all over the place. I mean, Arizona, it rains 30 days a year there. And it rained 2 days while we were there.
I was going to say, you guys got about 10-15% of the rain while you were there.
Tucson got rain. We're like, whatever. But whatever. And we're not there to enjoy the weather, Hoppy. We're there to enjoy to play basketball.
Exactly.
Okay.
Business trip.
Absolutely. For the good of the order, first off, let's start with a sad note. And as you all know, if you're regulars here, we try to do our best to get involved with folks, help people out when we get the opportunity, a group or an organization. And we befriended a young lady on this program and, in fact, did an event here in Morgantown as a fundraiser and did a few other things, helping her see the WVU Pitt game. And unfortunately, Hoppy, she has passed away.
Ava May Lillard passed away last night. She'd been battling cancer for months, and she was just 14. I think she was 14. And we had an event for Ava May and her family, her mom and dad, Sarah Beth and Mike, as you said, a few months back. And it was just a long, hard battle for her. And she passed away. She went into hospice just a couple days ago, and she passed away overnight. And I sent a text on behalf of all of us to her parents. Said, Sarah Beth and Mike, we at Three Guys are heartbroken. We were so hopeful when we were all together a few months back. Ava was tough and courageous, just like her parents. She was taken from us too soon, but we will keep a place for her in our hearts with love and comfort, the Three Guys and Home with Dave. So it's just one of those things. It's a terrible tragedy. It does put everything in perspective and reminds us Brad, that life is short and tenuous, and it's heartbreaking. We hope that mom and dad have at least some, I don't know how you get past that, but hope they at least have some wonderful memories of her and to carry them forward.
Well said, Hub.
All righty, we jump on in, and as we said, this is busy because West Virginia they've got two-game road trips this season. The next one's going to be TCU and Oklahoma State, and this one was the two Arizonas, which kind of go hand in hand. One thing I took away from it, so you left Tuesday and you played Wednesday, and then you played Saturday again. Whether it's West Virginia or whomever, when you go out and play two on the road, like everything is in a multiplier, like times 4. It seems like it's 4 times longer than you're actually there. Like I said to Skippy over here a couple of times, I said, it's like we've been on the road for 2 weeks.
It feels like it.
It feels like it, right? So I just think statistically that second game for a team, when whoever it is, whether it's West Virginia, I'd love to go back and look at the end of the season. What are teams doing in the second game of a straight 2-day?
The way conference realignment's going, soon to play some of these away games, you'll need a passport.
We're getting close.
I mean, it's just 2,000-mile flight.
Yes.
You're gone for the better part of a week. It's to play, Brad, a conference rivals. I mean, it's
it is weird geographically. I said to Tony when we were walking in Tempe, I said, the history of this program has been A10, where you're going up into New York.
Kingston, Rhode Island.
And you're playing
Springfield, Mass.
Olean, New York.
Hello. Then you go to the Big East, and it's Storrs, and it's Providence, and it's Syracuse, and it's up the road in Pitt.
The big road trip was Miami.
Yes.
Oh, we got to go to Miami.
And so that ties in with what I told him, Hoppy. The last 2 road trips we've been on for conference play, we've arrived and seen palm trees.
I know.
It's just a bizarre geographic world we live in terms of college sports.
Yes.
Wild. 2 straight road trips with palm trees.
It hits you when you get there.
I don't think they have those in stores.
Dude, it was 4:30. It was 4 hours and 35 minutes to get out there. And I just asked, while we were flying, I said, dude, how many schools have we just flown over that we could have played on the way out here?
What do you think I answered?
All of them. Most of them. And that's a great point. That is a wonderful way to put this in context. And even when you in the Atlantic 10, it was a little bit weird, like St. Bonaventure but still it was east.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about, because I'm an Easterner, Brad, you're a Midwesterner, now an Easterner. Tony, you're an Easterner, is that there's still a feeling about being East.
Yes.
But when you go there, it's like, wow, we're way out west.
But you know what's wild, and this really hit me while we were out there, is we do that once a year where we head out there. Now, there's some weird trips going to Lubbock, Texas, and that's still a long ways out there. Iowa State's still a long trip. Arizona State, and Utah's are having to come this way more often. But what strikes you about it is I would be hot if I was one of those schools, or I was a former Pac-12 school. I would be hot at those that made that decision to break that league up. How there's not a Power 5 league on the West Coast of the United States is absolutely ridiculous, quite frankly. It's ridiculous.
Big 12 went in, Big 10 went in and just ate it.
Big Ten primarily. I mean, that fell apart because the Big Ten.
Yeah,
the Big 12 was there to help give a landing spot as they were to West Virginia. That's the Big Ten going in there. USC was the primary driver of that. I'd be hot if I was some of those schools that followed suit with that, right?
And you're talking about,
what are we doing?
The abandonment
There's no West Coast Power 5 league.
Think about this.
Think about that. There's no West Coast league.
It's not even just the West Coast. It's California.
Yeah.
California, which is the largest state in the country, doesn't have itself, along with Washington and Oregon and a few other places, its own league.
Yeah.
I mean,
seriously, think about this. Think about the long-time Arizona season ticket holder. They went into their seats at the McHale Center on Saturday, and they sat down, and they see West Virginia on their floor for the very first time in a league game. They had to have said, what in the hell?
Well, before that, though, they went and watched Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. Cincinnati and West Virginia.
Yeah.
So what it is it's an all-time great case study of how to screw things up. And it's an indictment with a capital I on everyone involved in the organization of collegiate athletics. They just absolutely just pulled their pants down and got absolutely just run. When you start taking these, and we're not even in the worst of it. We're not Oregon We're not Oregon flying to Rutgers. I mean, that's the ultimate. But it's bizarre. One of these days, I hope it implodes again. And because, as I said, it can't get worse. You can't go farther.
If you put all the current Power 5, the names of all Power 5 schools in a hat and pulled them out randomly, it would make more sense.
Probably would. Wouldn't be horribly worse. No.
Well, we can move on. It just struck me from being out there that it was just it was some bizarre geography around this particular trip.
And yet, as I'll tell you all later, despite how far away we were, I had a bizarre West Virginia connection.
Of course you did.
Inside of a music store in Tucson.
Excuse me?
Inside of a music store in Tucson.
Oh
mind number.
Not
anxious
bizarre.
to hear that.
It wasn't bizarre.
No, just like
it's standard operating procedure. Could have been over in Westover. You could have been in Tucson. Didn't matter.
3 guys before the game.
Do you know? Yeah, I do. In fact, no. Yes.
3 guys before the game is brought to us by
Wait till you hear this one.
Comax Business Systems. If your business place, workplace needs a new phone system, Comax got you covered. Just tremendous opportunities right now. If now is the time for you to push the button. See what I did there? On a new phone system, contact the folks at Comax. They'll give you a free estimate. Take a look at all the many things that those phone systems can do nowadays. We're so far removed from that one button that said hold and Hoppy, could you take a call? Okay, I'll tell him you're gone. A little bit of a different world right now. Visit ComaxWV.com. That's ComaxWV.com. Recaps of the games coming up, but first,
he's got thoughts that sound brand new, but they're things we already knew. He's got his lip balm ready, heaven knows. Let's make it quick before his splatter blows. It's Hoppy's obvious observations.
big weekend for the Dean. He wasn't with us for basketball, but he represented 3 guys at the WVU baseball leadoff banquet. You sent some pictures. You guys looked like you had a big time.
Big time. I'm going to get to that. I will start with basketball. I'll leave most of the observations to you guys. You were there. I did watch the Arizona State game and listen to you. I missed most of the Arizona game because, as you said, it was at the baseball banquet. So my obvious basketball observation is that if you can go out to Arizona, if you can go on a road trip in this league, and I think as one of the 3 said prior to leaving for that road trip, and come back 1-1, and the 1 loss is to the number 1 team in the country, you take that every time. So to my mind, and I know that the Arizona game was a pretty severe disappointment, but to my mind, that's almost a win, that road trip, number 1. Number 2 is that what is up with Arizona State and Bobby Hurley? I mean, that looks like dead man walking there. I mean, there's no atmosphere at that arena. He seems to have checked out. He didn't seem to be very engaged. Afterward, he said, I can't get to this team. Brad, that seems like we're just waiting for something to happen there, right? That's what it feels like.
I thought it was after our game, and yet then they turn around and drilled Cincinnati. So they rose a little bit. But, yeah, that was an interesting press conference after our game.
Yeah. Now 3 out of 4. Now you have 3 out of 4.
It was also interesting from this standpoint, Tony. I'd never seen this. We talked about this on the air. Bobby, and I'm sorry to interrupt obvious observations. Go ahead. This is a non-obvious observation. Never seen this. Head coach Bobby Hurley, before our game, was out running the layup lines. Instructing and directing and coaching in simple, basic layup line drills. I'm not trying to be funny here. I have not seen that before. The assistants were all gathered kind of at midcourt, not really doing anything, and Hurley was out there running guys through drills. It's almost like it was a practice before it began.
It did. He's
wild.
Done. He's done. He's done. It's over with. 11 years. He'll go do something else. I don't know if he'll coach again, go on TV, whatever it is, but he's checked out.
Were they practicing like pivot foot or?
Pretty close.
Yeah,
they were pretty close.
It was wild.
Yeah. So now 3 of your next 4 games are at home. Your road game is Cincinnati. So you got a chance here and have a good couple weeks. I know you guys will talk about that. So let me go to baseball. I was the +1 with Homeless Dave for the leadoff banquet there on Saturday, which got moved up because of the weather. Had an opportunity to sit with President Benson.
Excuse me?
Our table, we had a good table. It was homeless.
You listening to him over here?
I am. I got the spiel beforehand.
It was a good table with homeless President Benson, Ren Baker, Mountaineer Rachel Morgan.
She's there. She's terrific.
She's terrific. And WVU women's track standout Emily Bryce.
She's terrific.
She's
Very
terrific.
Nice.
We know her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I asked her what she ran that day, and it was indoors because of the weather, but I mean, just incredible. Do you know the first baseball game 17 days away?
Oh, yeah. They get it going nowadays. They get it going.
Georgia Southern in Statesboro. Of course, Coach, so I want to report to you about the Banquet because a lot of things stood out to me. Coach Saban's
Reporting
Sure,
about the
why
Banquet.
wouldn't he be? That's what he does. He reports.
Reporting.
You decide.
Coach Saban spoke, of course, as did President Benson, Ren Baker, Don Robinson. Meg Bulger was the MC, did a wonderful job. All the players on the team came up and introduced themselves. They were all dressed, looked great. The featured speaker was...
Go ahead.
What were you laughing about there?
Nothing. I'm listening to
The
his report.
featured speaker was very impressive. Jason Redmond, a retired naval officer, U.S. Navy SEAL. He was severely injured during a special ops mission in Iraq. He was shot in the arm and through the face, underwent 37 surgeries, 1,200 stitches, and he's a motivational speaker. He's spoken across the country more than 700 times. And his point was, he took some of the lessons he learned from Navy SEAL training was, be the elite version of yourself. Okay, how can you be the elite version of yourself? It was very inspiring, and he spoke to the team the day before, which was very appropriate. How do you be the elite version of yourself, not just good enough?
Right.
So it was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. But what stood out to me about the whole thing was, guys, look how far WVU baseball's come in just a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, new stadium, new scoreboard, winning the league twice in a row. Going to the regionals, last 3 times. Going to the super regionals 2 out of the last 3 times. And when you heard Coach Saban's talk, when you heard Ren talk, when you heard the president talk, and President Benson knows something about baseball because what did Coastal Carolina do last year?
Very good.
Went to the national championship.
World's champion. That's a program that's won a world's championship. Yeah.
So they talked about, guys, Omaha. They talked about getting to Omaha. It wasn't about, we want to get better. It wasn't about, we want to get to a regional. We want to win the conference. They want to do all that. But the focus was on Omaha. They have set this goal very high with this baseball team right now.
Yeah, well, you've been knocking on the door.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a pipe dream. You just mentioned the super regionals there. You've been right knocking on that door. In fact, a lot of people thought they were getting there out of that Carolina series a couple years ago, right? You were right there.
Right there. So we're going to have to watch this baseball team. And we're going to be, Homeless has committed us to being out there several times, probably at BW3, because there's a BW3 right by the baseball stadium. So I was really just thought, wow, this is going to be, we'll see, because you set your goal, Brad, you set your goal higher. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now it is harder to reach.
Which is just a crazy, unthinkable goal that you would even talk about 25, 15, 20 years ago, 10 years ago even.
Yeah. Got a lot of new players, had to get a lot of new arms, starting pitchers. So I think we should be excited about this WVU baseball team.
I wouldn't know why you wouldn't be.
Yeah. Okay. Of note, another example of how college landscape has changed. Oklahoma hires Illinois Deputy AD Roger Denny as the new AD, succeeding Joe Castiglione.
Joe Castiglione. He is a double of Michael Forgale. You know Michael.
Yeah, yes.
They oftentimes get mistaken for one another at the Big 12 tournament. People will come up to Michael and start asking him stuff about Oklahoma.
He should just answer him.
Yeah.
Here's a key element of his bio, of Roger Denny's bio. Spent nearly 15 years practicing law, focusing on, Brad, executive compensation, taxation, corporate finance, and licensing. Mm-hmm. He went to Southeast Missouri State. I can't find any evidence he played any sports, which is fine because it used to be you get the old coach and hire them as the AD. Now you're looking for people who are at the top of their game in the business side of college athletics. Not just the business side, but the intricacies and nuance of the new landscape. Correct?
Yeah, I think this is a couple things. And he has been in college athletics with Illinois, so it's not someone that's unfamiliar with the terrain, because I do think that still matters. This is such a bizarre field. To come in completely from the outside, as we have seen, is difficult to do and navigate. I think one of the most interesting part of his bio was what was stated by some of the Oklahoma folks, that of that law degree, it's not just the law background, and we know how many cases are ending up, and we're talking about that side of things. But they mentioned this specifically, guys. They talked about Oklahoma believing there's still tons of chaos coming over the next 36 to 72 months in college sports, but that this particular guy's one of his expertise areas,
Litigation.
not only litigation, collective bargaining.
Collective bargaining.
Thought
yes.
that was the key point to that there's Oklahoma, one of these and out of the SEC that likes to try and drive the agenda, talking about one of the areas of interest here was his expertise in collective bargaining.
It's super significant in this hire because, as you stated, he is an atypical hire for an athletic director. Joe Castiglione, who's one of the most respected guys in the business and has been for years, climbed the ranks from the SID world. So he knew marketing, right? Marketing.
He was one of the very first guys in a new department of marketing in college athletics that became the athletic director. He was the grand poobah for us marketing folks. He was the first one to crack through.
Right. So he came up that way. Well, now we're, as you said, the AT&T CEO is remaining as a consultant to the president. So just another indication of where this thing is going.
Yes.
And as you said, it used to be the old retired coach used to be your AD. Now it's the complete opposite. It's business people. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, and I think it's beyond business people. We've seen business people try it before and have not had success in this.
But this is
different. This is a specific niche. This is a really niche down hire. And listen, here's the other thing, guys. It's where the landscape's changed. Let's not lose track of this. The departments are so much larger now. You can have people with different skill sets in there. You're not just looking at an athletic director that can do one specific thing in there. So the Oklahoma's decided to go this route and make that hire. I do think it's important that he has some experience in college sports. It's hard to walk into this world without having any frame of reference to what you're doing and understand how difficult it is to navigate through.
But it's knowledge of college sports with an expertise in these areas that are becoming paramount going forward, okay? And finally, I'd like to give you these little historic nuggets. I like history.
We really like those.
On this day 70 years ago, Hank Greenberg was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He was the first Jewish baseball star elected to the Hall of Fame. And he served 4 years in the military in World War II, 4 years. His salary went from $55,000 a year, which I think he was making with the Detroit, to $21 a month. Baseball historians say Greenberg may have suffered more racial slurs during his time than any player other than Jackie Robinson because he was Jewish. And he spoke up he was one of the few opposing players at that time who spoke up in support of Jackie Robinson. So Hank Greenberg, a guy you don't hear as much about when you consider all the great stars.
A legendary West Coast guy.
Yep.
Legendary. Yeah, he is absolutely a legendary name.
Well, there is no West Coast in sports anymore, so that's why you don't hear about it.
That's why they closed
There's no West Coast sports.
They closed the West Coast.
At least the college level.
That's true. But also 4 years of his career taken out by service in the military.
Heck, Ted Williams, right? Yeah. How many of those dudes went into the...
Yeah, a lot of
And I love the Jack Fleming story. Jack Fleming was a navigator, shot out of a plane over France and landed in a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Rehabbed at the Greenbrier.
Exactly.
Which was a hospital at that time.
And he was the DJ. He was the DJ. You know how big nowadays people go to these big fancy hotels right there, Flo Rida and those people are in there like spinning those hits.
Who?
Jack
Flo Rida.
Flo Rida.
He was there with us in Florida.
Yes, he was at the hotel.
Orange Bowl? Or?
Yeah, it was the Orange Bowl.
Makes me laugh.
He had his
Bugatti.
A while
ago, wasn't it?
He had his Bugatti parked out front all week.
With Flo Rida as his license plate. That's how we knew.
And then, so Jack was just doing it years and years in advance. He was spinning the hits at the Greenbrier.
And making the morning announcements.
Sure. Stuff like that.
Anyway, that's what I got.
All right. Very good.
Well, that was something we already knew. Obvious thoughts from Hoppy's point of view.
Hop's the best.
This segment has been brought to us
Appreciate
by
it.
Bliss Text.
Just like being part of the team.
The lip balm in the blue can, soft lips, smooth talk.
Was there any derogatory comments made about Brad or I by people at your table?
No,
Ren's always trying to get a shot in or two. Or did he give you like, hey, I'm glad those guys aren't here. We don't have to count the silverware when we're done, anything like that?
No, Ren seemed to be on his best behavior.
That's
and it was all good. President Benson was dialed in as usual.
Yeah, he's in.
Per usual.
He's in. We sent him a picture. Did I? Yeah, I got.
Wait a minute. Did he show pictures of the banquet?
Not that I know of. Hey, Jake, you got any of those pictures Hoppy gave you there? Let's see what you got here, Hop. Okay. So we've got the Hopster, Sabins, Ren, the president, and the world's greatest mountaineer.
Mm-hmm. All there.
Yeah. And what else you got?
Okay, that's Redmond, the speaker, with Coach Saban's, and Coach Saban's presenting him with his own.
But that thing was like well lit. That was like the Grammy Awards or something. I mean,
Did you get any pictures? You buried the lead coming out of that thing. There's new throwback uniforms now.
Yes.
The baseballs.
So
did you get?
there
Very
we
good.
go.
Very good.
Those are nice.
Those are.
The throwback. In fact,
It's wild to see that logo coming back.
They were modeling. 4 or 5 of the players modeled the uniforms.
That's great.
They were well received. I thought of you, Brad, but
Yeah.
they were well received.
Given the success of throwbacks through football and basketball, that's a no-brainer. I'm glad they're doing that. That's cool.
Yeah, very neat.
That's
3
cool.
guys brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law.
I got it covered.
They simply won't take no for an answer. They are a nationwide firm practicing in all 50 states and based out of here in Parkersburg, where it all began. They specialize in VA benefits, veterans benefits. If you or someone that you know needs help in that world, it is a very, very obstacle-filled world, then contact Jan Dills, attorneys at law. Do it before you try to do it yourself, because they've got the system figured out and oftentimes can save you a tremendous amount of time. It doesn't cost you a penny unless they get a settlement for you. VA benefits and also military benefits as well. Contact Jan Dills, attorneys at law. So we're just in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
They got clients in Arizona. They got clients wherever we're going next. They got clients in all 50 states. Visit Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They simply don't take no for an answer. All right, time for, you all ready? What? What?
I just got a text from President Benson.
Jeez, this is unbelievable.
Invite me to the game tomorrow night.
Yes, baby.
I can't go. I got a bowl game. It's the East-West Shrine game.
You and these stupid bowl games.
I can't go, Brad.
Game
we
tip.
do bowl games, right? I mean, you
What
can't
time's the
be
game?
there.
What
He is
time's the
doing
game
bowl
tip?
games.
What time's the game kick?
I think 7.
Good. This tip's at 8:30. Get your ass over there.
Well, don't
Don't you
yell
think? Don't you think so,
don't-
Brad?
Don't yell at me. I mean, Brad.
I mean, the
look,
president just gave
I
you.
understand
and then-
that. Brad knows the commitment of the bowl game. So, Brad, you know.
I know the commitment. You're out of there at halftime.
Well, maybe.
We'll be about right. Sorry, you just got busted. About 8:15, you'll be done.
What time's the game?
8:30 tip.
I might be able to
Wyatt's
make
going to be there. Wyatt Thompson, the legendary voice of
it.
K-State.
Yeah.
Why don't you go over and see Wyatt?
I'll ask the president what time the game is. That'll flip him.
Well, but knowing the relationship you got going, he might move it and delay the start so Hoppy can get there. What the world are we doing here? Time now for this.
So I checked the numbers. We'll just go right to the numbers. Here comes a heater.
Have you ever seen a guy? You ever seen a guy ask to go to more stuff and then have a reason why he's not going to go after he asks
Just
for it?
likes to be asked.
It's freaking unprecedented. It's just crazy. The busiest retired guy in the world.
Yeah, what time are we going to be finished today?
I got to go. Spreads on Stats is brought to us by Conley CPA. Conley CPA Group provides value beyond the numbers, so much more than full-service accounting firm. They are your consultants as they help you navigate the crazy bureaucratic world of what we live in when it comes to businesses. Conley CPA Group, over 40 years in business, based here in West Virginia. They can also outsource, or you can outsource your accounting to them. They can also outsource CFO services as well. Visit Conley CPA Group. All right, how are we going to do this now?
I don't know where you want to start. You want to work backwards? Start at Arizona, then go to Arizona State?
Sure.
Or you want to go Arizona State
Whatever
first?
you want to do. Doesn't matter. Dealer's choice.
Start with Arizona State. Really good win, huh?
Yes.
Should have been an obvious observation. It's a really good win, especially the way you started. Got down early, thought, oh, that's exactly how you don't want to start this long road trip. And then West Virginia just hung in there and battled back. So let's look back. A couple things we thought may be issues in the game. What were the issues? Number one, we said pace will again be a factor when playing the Sun Devils. They want to get up and down the floor. Came into the game 95th percentile nationally in fast break points per game. They like to shoot threes in transition. West Virginia won the pace battle, guys. Controlled that game for most of it. Just 7 fast break points for Arizona State. So exactly what we had hoped happened did, that you would frustrate them stylistically and they wouldn't be able to get up and down the floor. This was another team, Arizona State was, that got to the free throw line a lot following that Colorado game when that was another team that came in with a high free throw attempt rate. They also shot it really well from the line coming in, 76% free throw percentage in Big 12 play. But in this game, both teams made 10 free throws, so it came out as a wash for a category that I thought Arizona State had to win if they were going to beat West Virginia. And I thought this was significant, guys. Arizona State only shot 56% from the line, 20% lower than what their average was coming in. A big reason, Mo Odom, their talented point guard scorer, was just 3 of 7. And Tony, we talked about it right when that game opened. Very first possession, Hop, they had Mo Odom on Honor Huff. And I thought, man, that's a heck of a challenge or gamble right there to put your primary ball handler, your best distributor, on Honor Huff, and you're going to have to chase him all night. Don't know if that showed up later, but 3 of 7 from the free throw line for a guy that had to chase Honor all night might have been a factor, benefit to the Mountaineers. We said this was a really good offensive rebounding team. They were 3rd in offensive rebounding percentage in Big 12 play coming in, and had some length, had some real size that was going to be a battle. However, West Virginia won the second chance points battle 10-9, held Arizona State below its season average in second chance points and well below its average in offensive rebounding. So another good night for West Virginia on the boards. We did say Arizona State had struggled defensively in Big 12 play. They were last in defensive efficiency, last in effective field goal percentage defense, second to last in defensive rebound percentage. So we thought that was an area West Virginia could get in and win, as we just pointed out. It did on that. West Virginia ended up scoring 75 points, made 11 threes, 46% from 3, 55% from 2, and had an effective field goal percentage in that game in the 87th percentile. When you look at some individual performances, you have to start with Trey Eaglestaff. Absolutely lights out in that game. And it wasn't just the totals where he landed. It was early, Hoppy. If he doesn't score those 14 first-half points, I think you're in some real trouble. I mean, he carried you offensively through the first half. If you don't have him, you're down what? You're down 20, 22 points, 24 points, and that's probably tough to come back in. I thought Trey was absolutely outstanding. Up to and including that game, he had made 27 threes in 9 games, averaging 3 per game. And I thought Arizona State just continued what we've been talking about for a number of weeks now, that you're starting to see his expanded offensive game. He can make threes. He can cross you over and hit the mid-range. He can finish at the basket. He can post you up. I thought Trey Eaglestaff was a huge reason why you beat Arizona State. Another huge factor. How about Jasper Floyd in that game, guys? 2 huge threes, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and then maybe an underrated part of his game. It shows up week after week, just like he did with Isaiah Johnson from Colorado. He held the aforementioned Mo Odom in check. Odom went just 6 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3, and we mentioned really struggled in the second half. But those threes for Jasper were absolutely tremendous. Hop Tony had a great call on the one from the far wing from us when he had to shoot it over the 6'11" Truitt that was closing on him. Jasper did put a little extra height on that. Tony
took
gave
a while for it to come down.
Tony gave it it's raining in the desert.
Yes, I heard that.
It was a really good call.
May have hit the roof of the arena.
I said to Jasper afterwards, I said, that's a great shot, man. A little extra arc. He goes, that was either going to hit nothing but net or air ball.
He was right.
He wasn't quite sure which
he was
one.
Right.
There was such an arc on that, Tony. It went out of the frame on TV.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe it, yeah.
Brennan Laurent was really good, in particular in the second half. So another one of those baton games we talk about. Trey carried you offensively in the first half. Jasper with a little in the second to help you. And then Belo, 11 second-half points. He finishes with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And I thought the Arizona State game, guys, was a good example of what we talk about when this offense is working. You're spending so much attention on Honor. And then when Trey starts scoring, you've got to pay attention on him. Arizona State tried to switch and come out on those guys so much, it left that little pocket pass, that short roll into Brennan Laurent in the middle of the lane, wide open to do what he wanted. He had a bunch of teardrop little jumpers, but also distributed out of there as well. I thought the best sign of that game came at halftime, Tony. Arizona State was shooting nearly 60% from the floor, yet couldn't pull away from West Virginia. And then West Virginia did what it wants to do in the second half, clamped down defensively, held them below 40% shooting on the game, and walks out of there with a win.
Yeah, it was huge. Needed to get that one because you saw, despite the problems Arizona State is having, they beat up Cincinnati. Could have been you. Right?
Yeah.
That could have been you. So you just took care of your business, and then it gives you the bounce. Obviously, nothing worse than when you lose the first game of a 2-game road trip. Everything just kind of goes into molasses mode.
Of the most winnable game of the two.
Correct. Exactly. And then you go to Arizona, and a bunch of thoughts about Arizona. One of Hoppy's obvious observations would have been, they're really good.
Yeah, they are.
They're really good. I don't think they'll
They're
win.
number one.
I don't
Number one in
think
the
they'll.
country.
I don't think they'll win it all, but I think they're really good.
Their offensive firepower is impressive. They are really difficult to stop offensively. Now, that's a tough formula when you're trying to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But offensively, they're really multi-skilled, and I think that was evidenced by the point guys. And I know it's hard to have this conversation in a game you lost by 35. West Virginia executed on its game plan really well, believe it or not. I mean, against a team that's that good offensively, you've got to live with something. You're not taking everything away. So West Virginia went into that game saying to them, we have got to close the lane off. This is a team, they're not tricky offensively. They're not going to run a bunch of sets. They don't have a bunch of different offensive plays. They just keep running that wheel where they throw it to the guy, let him try and drive right, and they try and just hammer you downhill, then throw into their bigs inside. And so the discussion was, you got to close the lane out. They can't beat us lobbing to Krivas, the 7'2" talented center, all day. They've got to do something they don't want to do, and that's shoot threes. They came into that game last in attempts from behind the arc in Big 12 play. So it's like, okay, they got talented shooters here. Make them beat you from three, and if they do, so be it. You got to keep them off the offensive glass. You've got to slow them down, and you've got to keep them from penetrating. So let's look into some of those numbers, and that's just on your defensive end. Then I'll get to offense in a second. You held them to 17 points via fast break, which ultimately was one of the deciding categories in my opinion, but it wasn't terrible, quite frankly, as good as they are. That's right on their average. In fact, just a tick below what they normally get off fast break. Offensive rebound. This is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in this league, and you did a really good job there. Second chance points were 7-7, and they were 7-1 at halftime. So you really did a nice job on the boards and against a team that's really hard to stay in there against the boards. Or on the boards. You wanted to force them to make threes, as I just mentioned. They had a 39% three-point attempt rate in the game against West Virginia, so almost 40% of their shots from three. So you did clog the lane you did clog the lane pretty well. They were averaging a 28% three-point attempt rate on the season. So you made them do something that they hadn't had to do all season. Tip your cap. They made double-digit threes for just the fourth time all season, their first game since December 13th, and they shot it well, 43% for the game, just 36% normally from three on the season. So you tried to say to them, do something you don't want to do. We're going to close off what you want to do, and they said, oh, is that right? That's fine. We'll line up and make some threes. Burries, the freshman, was outstanding. He led them there from behind the area. I thought there were two main areas here that you just couldn't overcome. And one of those was the fast break points. You held them fairly in check, but you didn't get any easy turnovers off of them and able to get yourself the other way. They were plus 13 in points off fast breaks. The other points at the free throw line. They were plus 13. And that was a wild stat there. For a team that spent its day around the three-point line, they got to the free throw line a ton. 23 free throw attempts, just 4 for West Virginia. And it was a game, guys, that if you look at free throw attempt rate, so your attempts divided by your field goal attempts, one of West Virginia's lowest of the last decade. The last time it's had a lower free throw attempt rate was that infamous game in Allen Fieldhouse when the Jayhawks outshot you 35-2 from the free throw line. So a negative 13-point differential at the line didn't help you in that category when, on top of those things, you just simply weren't making shots. And I thought West Virginia's offensive game plan was really good in the first half. Tony, there were some looks that were jaw-dropping, how open they were from West Virginia. Just couldn't get shots to fall. Honor had a tough day from three, and as we know, he's got to make some shots for you to be in it. Just couldn't make enough shots to stay in there. Your second fewest made threes on the season, second lowest three-point percentage on the season, second lowest two-point percentage on the season, and I mentioned the lowest free throw attempt rate since that Kansas game when they outshot you 35-2 at the line. So you just didn't have any areas where your offense was coming from going against a team that eventually is going to break the dam when it comes to offense.
Yeah, agreed. They're an interesting group to watch. We're recording here on Monday. They got a massive game tonight, BYU. That'll be really interesting at BYU.
Yeah, that place will be jumping, and it's coming off a game when A.J. DeBonsa put up 43. How about the freshmen in this league? I just mentioned Burries for Arizona, the least ballyhooed of their two true freshmen, along with Koa Pete, who are both outstanding. Burries had, 22 against us? And that's not even a footnote in this league for what freshmen did over the weekend. DeBonsa with 43. Kingston Flemings from Houston put up 42 and 6 assists in a win over Texas Tech. They lose to Houston?
Yeah,
they lost to Texas Tech.
Texas Tech
won that.
Yeah, those are freshmen.
Babies. and really good.
I asked an NBA person how many guys on Arizona's current roster are in the NBA and they last in the NBA. He said 3. They got 3 dudes that'll be in the NBA. That's what you got to have to win the league. That's what you got to have to legitimately.
3 is 3. Then Tony, you think
no,
3?
No, two will get her done. 2 will get it.
But we've often said 2, and you better have another 2 or 3 that play elsewhere, like in Europe.
Europe for a long time,
and they have that. I mean, every one of their top 7 will play somewhere overseas.
Yeah,
they're good offensively.
They're very hospitable.
Oh, really?
Very nice.
Very nice people.
Very nice people.
You know what? Because they don't know who you are. It's like your aliens have come in there. Like,
correct.
These people from another planet. Let's understand their ways.
Exactly. No, there's a lot to that too. There's a lot to that.
All right, you want to do K-State?
Yeah, let's do K-State. This is the first of 2 encounters. We go out there later. They're 10-10.
Lost 6 of the last 7.
1-6 in the league.
Got to get this.
Lone wins over Utah by 3. Lone road win is over Creighton back on December 13th. Also interesting, I had a 4-game losing streak in that non-conference schedule. Stop me if you've heard this. Another team that wants to push it up and down the floor. It's the 4 straight. Kansas, Colorado, Arizona State, and Arizona, all teams that want to push. Again, this is one of those where you want pace to be a factor. Slow them down, control it, be efficient on the offensive end, take time, score, and then get your defense set, and hopefully that frustration plays at the end. Given what we just saw in Arizona, this is nice to see. I hope this number holds. They don't get to the free throw line a whole lot. 336th nationally in free throw attempt rate. That's in essence the bottom 30 and dead last in Big 12 play. So you need that to continue. Make them score over you. Don't give them free points at the line. Shoot it well from 3 on the season. 31st nationally in 3-point percentage, but 13th in Big 12 play in that category. So you're probably going to have a high variance game, a team that doesn't get to the line a lot but likes to shoot the 3, likes to push it up and down the floor. They have struggled defensively so far in Big 12 play, last in defensive rebounding. So can this be a night where you win the second chance points battle, again, as you did against Arizona State and you hung right there against Arizona? They're 13th in Big 12 play in opponent effective field goal percentage. So what that is, Hop, effective field goal percentage counts 3-pointers in there and gives them a little more weight because they're worth more. So can this be a game where you score and are efficient offensively? 12th in Big 12 play in opponent 2-point percentage. So people have been able to get in the lanes on them. They are second in 3-point percentage defense in Big 12 play. So another one of those games, if they're flying at Honor and Trey, can the bigs eat inside? Can that be a Brennan Laurie and a Harlan Obioha? Can they have big games inside? Find a way to get some easy baskets back with second chance points. That's part of that reason too, Hop. They're struggling on the defensive glass and then giving you shots in the lane. A couple guys to keep an eye on. PJ Haggerty is the main guy to watch for them. Outstanding. First team All-American last year at Memphis. Can take over a game from the offensive end. Has scored 20 plus in all but 5 games. Has gone 30 or more in 3 games, all winners when he goes for 30 or more. Excellent spot-up shooter, top 5% nationally in points per possession, catch and shoots primarily. He's an excellent, tough shot maker, 47% from 3 on guarded catch and shoots. He will try and get to the rim, though. 38% of his shots come at the basket, and he's 72% on those shots. So closing off the lane to him, force him to become only a jump shooter, as he takes 66% of his shots in the lane or at the basket. So here's another one. Say it every night. It's why you have to have a really good defensive guard. West Virginia's got a couple in Jasper and Amir. Jasper's going to draw that main assignment. Can you slow him down, or as we often say, at least make him earn his points and make some difficult shots? Bring Amir in to harass him when Jasper needs a breather. One area maybe where you can capitalize on him, and a lot of this is because he has the ball in his hands so much. He's a really ball-dominant guard, but just 86 assists to 72 turnovers. So barely above 1, right, in terms of assists to turnovers. Can you capitalize on some TOs from him and get the other way? Watch 6'9" Kamari McGriff. I'm not sure why they're not using him more. He is really talented. 76% field goal percentage from 2. He's a pick-and-roll offensive rebounding post-up guy. 1.3 points per possession in all 3 of those categories, which is really elite. 75% of his shots are at the rim. So Harlan with another good matchup in there, or a B-low at 6'9", trying to keep McGriff out of the paint. Third guy to watch, Bashir, another really talented offensive player, a good shooter. They like to use him out of timeouts and on baseline out of bounds. Really good from 3 on the high pick and roll. If you want to nudge it down, 40% when you see him at the top and they come out to get him with a high ball screen. Excellent from the wing. So you have Haggerty trying to drive and get to the ring, the lane, and then spraying to the wings for Bashir, as 51% of his shots come from either the left wing or the right wing. He's 43% from both of those spots. So close the lane off to Haggerty. That helps you on the wings as well with Bashir. There's K-State.
Well done.
Well done.
So this game will be a lot so much just mentally, where are those guys? These are the kind of games where you have to immediately give them no hope whatsoever.
Right.
You don't let them get a good start because then they go, oh, well, it might be all right. But if you can jump them, throttle them down early on, put your foot on top of their throat, just start relaxing and putting that down on that windpipe, and that's what you need to do.
They had a tough night at home against Kansas, lost by 24 to the Jayhawks.
That doesn't go over well in the Sunflower.
This is one of those games, midweek game, late start, horrific weather around the state.
It's a trap.
You're going to have to bring some of your own energy here. This crowd will not be a normal Coliseum crowd. So the folks that do show up, hopefully you get a big student turnout for this. The students, I think, are going to be critical. You want to win this game, you need a heavy student attendance. You need a loud student base. That can make up for maybe some empty seats that you might see, but you're going to have to bring your own energy here.
And obvious observation, when you look at the totality of the schedule, this is a game you cannot let get away. You should win the game. Can't let it get away. It would be devastating to lose this game.
Be a bad loss. That's what it would be.
Yeah, it'd be a bad loss.
Be a bad loss. But in this league, you just don't know.
Yeah, just said, come in with a first-team All-American dude that can put 30 on you. Things can change. And listen, if I'm Kansas State, for all the reasons I just said, I'm saying, all right, fine, let's go in there. We're getting some situational advantages that you normally don't have when you come into this building. And so you're going to have to play tomorrow if you're West Virginia.
It's a similar scenario to 1 year ago when Arizona State came in and they looked dead. And it was a weird start time and the weather was crappy. And it's like they came out and they got hope. And once they got hope, off they went.
It's funny how that works. That game last year, I remember it vividly because they just hung around in the first half and they were not interested. We weren't particularly interested based on how we were playing. And we said at halftime, like, I don't like this. And Arizona State just says what? We're here. Might as well go ahead and win.
Yeah.
So, and they did. And it was devastating. Probably was the one that knocked West Virginia out of the NCAA tournament a year ago.
It was right there. Yeah. If there was one, it might have been that
one of the big ones.
So take care of business tomorrow, but nothing easy in this league, as we know.
8:30 tip-off. Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They happen to be the premier pontoon boat dealer in the state. Today, maybe not the ideal day for boating. However, as I've been telling you all, it's going to come quickly, and so if you need service on your craft, or if you want to check out and maybe sneak in there, get some great winter deals. They're available now. They have that Honda McLaren racing motor. It's brand new. I don't know, you go like about 2,000 or 3,000 miles an hour when that's on the back of your boat.
It's not a great actual boating day today, but it's a great day to think about boating. If you can get out and the roads are clear down there, you roll right over, sit in one of those pontoons.
Makes you feel better. Ooh. That'd be like vitamin D.
Look for a new depth finder, maybe.
Yeah.
One of those tubes they have.
They're the only Honda Marine premium dealer in the state of West Virginia. They've got those Avalon pontoon boats made right here in the United States. So this is a great time to get ready for the boating season. Visit them. Okay, so here's the deal. So today's 26. That would make Tuesday, 27, Thursday, the 29th.
Is this authorized?
What?
What you're about to say?
The Gomard thing?
Yeah. Are you allowed to say it?
Hey, listen, if I'm wrong, wouldn't be the first time. But the 29th, which is this Thursday, Vinyl Value Days at Gomard. For 1 day and 1 day only, we go back to the 1970s pricing. Mm-hmm. And you will get a bag of Lay's potato chips. Okay. Right? Lay's potato chips. Regular value are $2.69. Yeah. 99 cents.
Good.
For a single dollar.
Okay.
And this isn't the little teeny lunch
no,
bag.
No,
this
is
the big bag?
It's the 8 or the 10 ounce. It's a big bag of chips for 99 cents.
Okay.
So get in there, use your Gomard app, and if you don't have it yet, download the app, Gomard app from the App Store, and you get every month they'll have a Vinyl Value Day, and this is coming up this Thursday, 99-cent potato chips from Lay's, and you'll save they're normally $2.69. So you save, that's a good deal. Check it out
with
Vinyl
the app.
Valley Days.
You got to
have the app.
Download the app. You got to have the app so you go in there.
Got to have the app.
We're doing this every week? Every month?
Every month.
1 day a month.
1 day a month.
Nice.
1 day a month.
I could kill a bag of chips.
Big bag of Lay's.
Today's an anniversary day. Today is an anniversary day.
Okay.
Um,
Happy anniversary, Tony. Wonderful years of
Not for
marriage.
me.
You and Joe.
January 26, 1960, so 66 years ago today, Danny Heater scored 135 points in a high school basketball game, and it still stands today as the all-time record in a high school or professional game. Danny was from Burnsville. There's a video I encourage you to watch if you haven't seen it yet. Go to YouTube's, and it's Danny Heater - basketball scoring record. Danny Heater - basketball scoring record. The name of the film, it's Pikewood Creative, Dan Loma, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. A record of regret.
Yeah. He was never really comfortable.
He regretted that he did it.
Yeah.
Regretted that he did it. It's available, I would imagine Metro News TV has it, and YouTube's as well. So give that a check. Amazing. We were wonderful when we put that together. He was just a great guy. A great guy. We really truly enjoyed it.
How many years ago?
66 today. 66 years ago today. All right, let's do some healing. You think we need some healing? Do we need some healing?
I should have had that on this day in history. I missed
Yeah, you got botched that one.
Blew it.
It's all right. It'll happen. This is Textual Healing, sponsored by Episode 800, episode800.com, where we've got our coffee. We've got our popcorn. Was there popcorn at your table at the baseball?
There was, yes. 2 bags on each table.
Oh, you hear that, Senator? Mountaineer popcorn, our home run popcorn was on the tables there.
And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say this, but so it's a favor, right? A favor, so you take home.
Right.
But the president got into it.
President took care of the popcorn before it could make it to home to something.
Yeah, he was into it early.
Did he enjoy it?
Oh, yeah.
It's super good. You can't take like a bite. It's just like
no, you start.
It crushes.
But it's all right because he had done like his rowing that morning and has set a record for what he had done in his rowing. I mean, so he's fine.
So it was at every table, Mountaineer.
Yeah,
our
2
three
bags,
guys popcorn,
yeah.
2 bags at each table. Yeah. That's awesome. Golden Blue Enterprises involved in that.
Yes.
Awesome. Good to know.
It was a nice event.
Sorry we missed that. Texter says this: listening to episode 691, and you guys are discussing point shaving. With over 30 years in law enforcement, I can say, yes, criminals are stupid.
Oftentimes they are.
Most are. This one was kind of weird. Always a West Virginia connection story, or Tony connection. I retired from the military last year, hired by Rand Corp, serving as a research analyst. My wife encouraged me to find a fun seasonal job in which I have flexibility with my primary gig. I applied, hired by the Vail Resort Ski and Ride School. 3 days of evaluation and training, 20 of us sat in a room for orientation. Supervisor began with introductions and stated he was a Pitt fan. Each person stands up and introduces themselves. It's now my turn. I say, I'm from Brewston Mills, West Virginia, graduated from WVU. I'm a Mountaineer fan, and to close, eat blank Pitt.
Ooh.
That received more laughs than I expected from a pro Pennsylvania crowd. As I sit down, now they're in Utah now, a gentleman leans in and asks if I knew Tony Caridi. Well, yeah, I do. Not personally, but he tells me Tony's his brother-in-law, and his name is Jay. Always a West Virginia connection. Great day to be a Mountaineer. And lastly, eat blank Pitt. Appreciate you guys do. Bill and Brewston Mills. So, yeah, that's my brother-in-law through marriage.
Oh, okay.
And he's a ski instructor now in Utah.
Wow.
Retired mortician.
Oh,
but
okay.
he was not good at that. He never had one repeat customer. Texter.
Oldie but goodie joke there.
A little clarification on the Gortat screen. Marcin Gortat was an NBA player from Poland, popularized the screening method in which many players, coaches, and broadcasters talk about today. Thought you guys might find it interesting. He spent the majority of his career playing for the Wizards, was still in the NBA as recently as 2019, played for the Clippers. Perhaps better known than his screening method was the mohawk that he sported for many years. There he is, Hop. That's him. Mm-hmm. Thought I could squeeze this in too. It's an Andy Kotelnicki reference. That's all. Devin on Goshen Road.
Good work, Devin.
Question for you. I often record and watch games late. I'm curious if there's an archive of your play-by-play that I could go back and listen to while watching the recording. Yeah, you can go to the Varsity Network app. Not only can you get the games live streamed there, you can also have an on-demand category, and you can go back and listen to games. Texter, thanks for taking time. Nice to meet you, and thanks for having us. Randy and Loretta from Mesa, Arizona. Did a little picture there with those folks, Mountaineers that live out there now in Mesa, Arizona.
Great to see them. Very
nice people. We did a lot of pictures while we were out there. Hey, excuse me, that's my alarm. Show's over. No, hey, Jake, put the picture up. Hoppy, we had a dinner.
Yeah?
The night we got out there he is.
Sean?
Went to dinner with Sean McDonough.
How was that?
It was wonderful, as you know.
Yeah.
Wonderful restaurant, seafood, red meats.
Did you get some stories?
Great stories.
Had a great appetizer.
What was that?
Deviled eggs with little shrimp,
Ooh.
like fried shrimp on top of it.
Oh, nice.
It was good, huh?
You guys killed it, huh?
Yeah, it's fun talking to Sean.
Sean had just gotten back that day because he did the national championship football game on the radio. And just funny stories. Just good stuff. Funny stories.
You know, it's interesting because when I don't know him. I guess I've met him a time or two. I know him through you guys. And you watch him, and he's very serious on television. And I know that when you guys are around him, it's a different story.
Hey, funny as heck. Yeah.
Tony did his Sean for Sean.
It's for Sean?
At one point, Sean did Sean.
Does Sean sound like Sean?
Sean did Benetti doing Sean.
Yeah, Sean did Jason Benetti doing Sean.
That was a little surreal.
He said they were
Sean imitating himself.
He said years ago they were in this ESPN preseason basketball seminar thing. There's about 300 people that are involved with college basketball in this big room at ESPN. And so it goes on and on and on. And McDonough normally, like they have a microphone that goes around all the guys, people that have questions.
Yeah.
So like they go, anybody questions? And someone says, are we going to get a break here, or is it? Or
hold on, before you do it, Sean's always does his one. He always asks, "Do we have a break coming?
Okay.
Are we going to get a break?" So he wasn't there to do that. So okay, go ahead.
So in the back of the room, someone says, "Are we going to get a break here today, or is this a hostage situation?" Everyone laughs.
Yeah.
So the room breaks, and Jay Billis, and Jay Williams are walking out, and he goes, "Man," he goes. Now, because 300 people, you couldn't see. Williams says to him, he goes, "Man, can you believe Sean said that?" He said, "I didn't even know he was here." It was Jason Benetti doing Sean. Wonderful young man. All right, here we go. Since the Ohio State game, writes Ben from Ohio, I think Hodge has done a great job with his club, with the Eagles staff playing like we had hoped for. Do you think we can make a run at the NCAA tournament?
Keep coming.
What would it take? Well, you've got games coming up against BYU and Texas Tech. Besides winning all the ones you're supposed to, you probably have to win one of those games because you just don't have a non-conference win that makes you go, wow.
What are you
interesting.
in
Above 500 in the best league in America would be an interesting case study. Now, again, probably a little bit unsettled given the NCAA's treatment of a NCAA-worthy team from last year, but just keep stacking wins here. Just keep stacking wins.
What you have Ken Palm up? What is what is it, 60th?
58.
58?
Yep, you're one of the movers over the last week that's moved up.
All right.
Texter, thanks for coming, and thanks for having us. Thank you, Don B. in Lexington, North Carolina. There was a picture associated with that, Jake, but I forgot to put it in. Sorry. Phil writes in Ashland, Kentucky, hey, three guys, I saw this post of Joe Mazzulla getting some love as a coach. Did you guys see this kind of coaching success for Joe when he was here? No.
It's a movie, man. That's a movie. I mean, he was successful at Fairmont State. To go from there to the head coach of the Celtics and win a world's championship?
As a player, did you think that guy's going to be a coach? No.
What did he do? Was it 2 weeks ago? The press conference.
Illegal screen.
Yeah,
that's all he just gave him. He's doing an unbelievable job with Tatum out of his lineup. I mean, he's legitimately coach of the year candidate right now for what they're doing. Texter, I did not expect us to beat Arizona, but I was hoping to see us compete. I am so tired of watching Mountaineer football and basketball just to get flat out embarrassed every time we play a ranked team. Instead of making excuses, call it what it is. They want fans to keep showing up and donating money, but this is what they put out. It better change fast in both of the revenue sports, or I have a feeling money is going to start drying up. Just my opinion. I know you guys don't agree.
Well,
so let me get into this a little bit because I did do a little looking back, and there's no question when you play these ranked teams on the road, you certainly want to perform better. And yet, when you're starting the whole thing, as West Virginia is with all new players, stuff can happen. Because I remember taking some significant butt beatings back in the day. They were in my head. We'd go on the road, and John Beeline's teams would get crunched before year 3. So I went and looked at it. 2003, West Virginia goes to Notre Dame and plays number 11 Notre Dame. Got beat by 19 points. Same year, West Virginia goes to Pitt, number 7 in the country. West Virginia got beat by 36. Same year, West Virginia goes to Syracuse. They're ranked 15th. West Virginia gets beat by 38. The next year, 2004, John's second year, at number 5 UConn, Huskies win by 30 points. So to me, it's still too early. If it were year 3 and West Virginia was getting boat raced by these margins, then I'd think you got an issue. But this is what it is for right now. You just played a team specifically with Arizona. Talent-wise, as we said, they're absolutely just loaded, and they got it all. So if you're not ready to go and you don't make shots, those kinds of things can happen.
Keep coming.
Tony, I think that's really good research on your part, and I agree completely. I mean, you have 4 different coaches and 4 entirely different teams in 4 years.
So let me say this. 2 years after those numbers,
yes,
they were in the Elite 8.
So, and you're right, if 3 years from now you're getting beat 30 by somebody in a conference, you go, wow, what's going on here? But you do have to give it some time. I know people get tired of hearing that, but you do. I think this year the goal is, win your home games and do your best and then start building for next year. And also, you said, Tony, to win this league, to be competitive, you need a couple of pros. Mm-hmm. And I like this team a lot. Right now, today, you don't see a guy that's next year going to be in the NBA. Not going to be.
The top of this league is as good as it's been for a long time. There's 5 legitimate national title contenders in there, and the 6th is a Kansas program that's one of the best of all time. This is a really difficult top end of the league. You got some games coming up here now. Take care of your business, avoid injuries, and see where you can go here the rest of the season, and you keep building. That's what you got to do. You keep building. We underestimate it, and it's probably because it's so frequent here. We underestimate what it's like to be completely new. This is a startup again. Entirely new coaches, entire new players. Give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
As you sit 4-3 in the league, and your only 3 losses are to 3 of those national title contenders. Yeah. Keep playing.
You get some retention out of this class. A couple of these guys stick around for next year. You've got 3 guys already committed and recruited, including a 5-star, and a couple top 100s. And, then you go out in the portal world and you grab a couple of guys that have played a lot of basketball, and you'll be better than you were next year. It's just the evolution and the progress.
I'll say this, too, as I said a lot last year. I'm impressed with this staff, X's and O's. I'm impressed with their ability to come up with a scheme on what you need to do to attack. So I think you're in good hands. Just keep coming. That's it. Keep coming.
Last one. The weather really took a turn here in Lubbock during the snowstorm. I went to the gas station and I encountered a migrating pack of penguins. It's incredible. Look at that, Hoppy. Guy in Lubbock right there. Spoke to one of them who said they were here for the Tech Houston game and just heading down south to Cancun. Us West Virginia transplants doing okay. Others in Texas not doing too well. I love the way we competed in both games. I feel like we got a blueprint from both Houston and Arizona how to be elite. Hodge, the right guy, just got to build it up. Arizona years in the making, and they have arrived. I believe West Virginia will get there. Much love, Lucas, formerly at Clarksburg, now in Lubbock. There's Penguins in Lubbock.
First
I've seen it.
Don't get very much.
First I've seen of that.
Clarksburg to Lubbock.
Straight in. So that'll do it for us. We'll be back.
Tell your story?
Oh, yeah. Tell your story.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So I needed to go buy a cable music or cable for our radio broadcast. So I look it up, go in this place, music store called the Metronome Music Store, Hoppy.
And
so
where was it?
In Tucson. It was kind of neat.
Okay.
It was the Metronome Music Store, and Gnome was Gnome. So I got the little gnomes. Anyway,
okay.
So I walk in there, got WVU gear on. Guys, I buy the cable, give it to the guy. The guy looks at me and he said, you from West Virginia? And I said, yeah, here for the game. He goes, oh. He goes, the guy that owns this music store's wife's from West Virginia.
Of course she is.
Her dad worked, it was either at WVU, the university, or the hospital for over 40 years, and her two sisters still live in Morgantown. He says,
really?
I've got WVU gear, and he mentioned a brewery that recently closed down here in Morgantown. He goes, I got all kinds of their swag as well.
Gosh.
Just another day, man.
Just another day. No matter where you go.
Always.
Always a West Virginia connection.
It's at a music store.
In Tucson.
Yeah.
Came out of there with a
Longtime conference rival.
with a mandolin and a cymbal.
And some sheet music. What in the world? What a
All right.
crazy.
Here we go.
Thank goodness we have traditional rival Kansas State coming in.
That's right. Our neighbors. Back on Thursday, three guys brought to us by Gomart. Get a Gomart rewards card. Go to Gomart.com for details. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. The state's only Honda Marine premium dealer in that new Honda McLaren racing motor. Tudor's Biscuit World. Take advantage of that Sunrise special for $5. You get like tons. You get a biscuit, you get the coffee or an iced tea, you get the potato. It's like $5. Can't get anything else for $5. Three guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. And by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. And Spreads on Stats from Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers.
What about my sponsor?
And Hoppy doesn't have a sponsor, obviously. Obviously, he does not. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to producer Jake. Have yourself a great day. Stay warm, and we'll see you again later this week. Take care.